What is up, enthusiasts? It is Cedar Flags here, and today I want to talk about something pretty cool. But before I get to it, I just want to thank you guys all for 2,000 subscribers. It's seriously a great milestone to reach multiple thousand subscribers, and I hope you guys got to tune into the live stream. If not, it's okay, you really didn't miss much. But today we will be talking about Adventureland in Altoona, Iowa near Des Moines, with their removal of a roller coaster that they just announced yesterday. Dragon, their Hopkins looping roller coaster, is officially going to be removed. So today I'm going to talk about this infamous roller coaster. I'm going to talk about the land it sits on, as well as some replacements I could see for the future of this spot of land. So this is Cedar Flags, and today we're going to dive in to what might replace Dragon at Adventureland. So first, let's talk about the amusement park that it sits in. Adventureland in Altoona, Iowa is a pretty medium-sized park. It's not as small as some of the very small independently owned parks in the country, but it's no Cedar Point either. The park is independently owned, and it has 2 coasters that were added in the past 5 years, which is pretty impressive for an independently owned park. That's also including Monster, their monstrous Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster. And the third point I want to make about this park that's going to be crucial to the rest of the video is that this park has no launch coasters whatsoever, which is pretty interesting for a park this size. So let's get further into what the land looks like on this ride. So the entire area of this coaster takes up a good 4 acres of land, but most of the area actually takes up a lot of water. And in fact, Adventureland has this pretty cool thing where most of Dragon actually soars over a stream surrounding an island that the station is on. So this actually divides this into a few categories. Could the new replacement be on the station, or could it be in that patch of land up there by Tornado? When we're talking the land area, we are looking at 2 acres, which is roughly half of the category, and we are also looking at the island being 100 feet by 300 feet, 100 feet wide and 300 feet long. This could fit a few possibilities on its own. So, without further ado, let's look into some of the replacements I could see for the replacement of Dragon. So the first possibility I want to talk about is maybe a flat ride or two. And here's my thing about that. Adventureland may or may not add a flat ride in this area somewhere, but you can't forget that this coaster took up a lot of land. It was a very spread out layout, so I don't think a single flat ride is going to take up the entire space. Now, it's not the biggest plot of land, so you're not going to see that Giga or that dive coaster, but I do have a few roller coaster possibilities that I could easily see fitting in this plot of land. I have 5 listed here, and I feel like these 5 are pretty likely when it comes to the budget of Adventureland and the choices that they've made in the past, but I'm going to do these 5 by least likely to most likely, even though all of these are likely in my opinion. The first one I want to be talking about is a launched Vekoma. So you've seen a few of these launched Vekomas overseas. So here's the problem with Vekoma. They have only been expanding their modern coasters in other countries. Now granted, they did add Dragonflyer at Dollywood, but that is a family coaster. That's not this massive coaster. So we're going to be talking about the major Vekomas, the massive ones, the ones that truly make an impact on a park. I would love to see a modern Vekoma in the United States alone, but Adventureland would be a pretty good fit for it, knowing their collection of high-class roller coasters and coasters on a budget. So even though I feel like this would be a good possibility at the park, and would be a truly amazing fit at the park, I feel like it is the least likely out of the following. So the next one I want to talk about is a Chance Hyper GTX. Now, this is the first out of 2 non-launch coasters on this list, and the reason I put non-launch coasters is because maybe, just maybe, they don't want to focus on launch coasters. Lightning Run isn't the best coaster at Kentucky Kingdom, but it's a pretty good hit, and would be a pretty good hit at most smaller parks. I truly feel like a Chance Hyper GTX, or even a custom Hyper GTX, would be a pretty good fit at this plot of land. It would truly be a scenic roller coaster. I mean, with the plot of land with that Dragon used to sit on, it would be a very beautiful coaster. And it would definitely fit with the small plot of land that Chance Hyper GTXs have. It would truly shine out in the park as the biggest traditional steel roller coaster. And you know how Monster has that beyond vertical drop and inversions. This would be the biggest coaster that doesn't go upside down, and definitely one that pleases coaster enthusiasts as well as the GP at the same time. Now, I'm going to be completely honest here. If I were to choose one of these to come to Iowa, it would be in the number 3 spot, which is the RMC Raptor. Now, this one's pretty up there. Now, seriously, RMC Raptors have been getting rave reviews for the past few years, ever since they debuted in 2018. There have so far been 2 that have came out, Wonder Woman Golden Lasso and Railblazer, and of course Jersey Devil is coming out at Six Flags Great Adventure, which is definitely going to please a lot of people. The single rail gimmick has not gone away, and people are still loving the fact that these coasters are on a single rail. And I think when it comes to the plot of land that Dragon used to sit on, as well as the beautiful landscape that it used to sit on, with an RMC Raptor track standing above it, it would truly be beautiful. The next coaster I want to talk about, though similar to another coaster at the park, still would be a pretty good fit in my opinion. This would be a Gerstlauer Shuttle Multi-Launch, similar to Fury at Bobbian Land. This would allow a coaster that goes both forwards and backwards, and it would of course also allow a launched coaster in the park. I truly feel like this would be a great option because they have a relationship with Gerstlauer as it stands, and this would just be another great hit in the park. There isn't that much I have to say about this, but the only reason I even bring this up is of course Monster, which is a phenomenal Gerstlauer. Adventureland has had a good relationship with Gerstlauer with this coaster because this coaster has truly made Adventureland a hit, and maybe it could do it again with a Gerstlauer multi-launch. So we're getting to the final possibility. Now, before I say it, I don't think this is the best possibility, but I truly believe it's the most likely. It would keep it on a budget as well as offer everything I talked about in the Gerstlauer launch, but even cheaper. Today, I will be talking about what I think is the most possible option, the Premier Rides Skyrocket 2. This would allow a lot of things. First of all, footprint. The compact footprint of a Skyrocket 2 is only around 80 to 200 feet, so it would easily fit on the island that it stands on. So next, let's talk about the variety of elements the ride has. Forwards launch, check. Backwards launch, check. Inversion, check. It's really got a lot of stuff that the park doesn't have, and would truly offer a very unique ride in the park. It isn't going to be this world-class elite coaster, if they're looking for that of course, but if they're not and they're looking for a coaster with variety instead of a great layout, then this is the route to go. Now, the final thing I want to hover over is the theming. So my rumor, and basically everyone else's rumor, is that the ride is going to be themed after a knight, because in the teaser that they posted on their social media accounts is basically a knight slaying a dragon. And when it comes to the year, I'm going to be optimistic and say 2021. Not because it's a rumor, but because it says it on the post. But we'll have to see as Adventureland continues with their project, 2021. So this is Cedar Flags, and I'll see you guys later.